Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another episode of 365 Days of Gaming. I appreciate you taking out time to check out this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Greatly appreciate it, so thank you in advance. Today's episode is about Wrasslin. Yeah, not wrestling, but Wrasslin. And we're gonna talk about one of my all-time favorite wrestling games that is often overlooked because a version of it later is much better. And I understand that, but this one is special for a different reason. So we're going to be talking about an N64 classic, not No Mercy. Okay, No Mercy will have its time, but we're talking about Wrasslin today. So we have to talk about the legendary WCW versus NWO Revenge. Yeah. Now, the 64 is not a system that I owned, but anytime you can do a 4-player wrestling game, you know, it's going to be very popular amongst the youth, especially during this time. We're talking like 98. You know what I'm saying? Like WCW it's killing it right now. Like this game has WCW at its like apex. Like it doesn't get any better than this. And it was a refined version of World Tour, which was already an incredible wrestling game for its time, right? So your roster is, you got NWO, Black and White, the Hollywood, right? And we got Wolfpack, which was, just over, right? Then you have WCW's roster, which is just as crazy. Like you have the Flock, just loads and loads of just top tier wrestlers. Like just everybody's over right now. Every person you look at is at their peak. And then you have like some of the most legendary made up wrestlers, like Aki Man, and just all of these different things. Like there was no way, there's no bad characters in this game, just because wrestling is such a great point. And I'm, as you can tell by my enthusiasm, like I'm into it, right? Like this is it. But then there were certain things that this game did that were really taking things over the top in like the best way possible. So we started getting like entrances. The facial textures are starting to look like actual people. Like the movements and things are just getting better and better. You know, they start doing things like when you do certain moves, you got replays. If you hit a spear with Goldberg, you get like everything is just recreating what we loved about pro wrestling. Like you got people with personality now. You can see, Hollywood strumming the guitar belt. Like everything is just, it's up there. It's just the level of gameplay, the skill, the possibilities of recreating favorite moments in the game. Like all of this, the battle royale mode is something that me and my friends played just over and over and over again, just trying to see if we could start off with our wrestlers and make it to the very end. And in some cases we could, but a lot of times, somebody, pulls a fast one on you. But the tournaments that we did where you'd have 6 to 10 people in one house and you're doing tag team tournaments, or you just created, this was one of the first times where we were doing brackets and stuff. Like we were bananas when it came to this game. It was really a great time. Watch wrestling, play wrestling, get on a trampoline and play wrestling even more. It's nonstop wrestling. So this game was just, nothing better I can say about it. This really just is a fantastic moment for me in my gaming time, right? And the cool thing was that this led to things like No Mercy. Now, obviously that's technically more superior. There's more things you can do and all those things. And it's a fantastic game, but this was the last good WCW game. I'm going to talk about the game after this game that, they pulled the fast one on me. This game I didn't have, right? Because this is on the 64. I didn't own the 64. So I had a PlayStation. And shortly after this, we started to get the SmackDown series, and PlayStation wrestling games become really good because at one point they were trash. So I was like, okay, I don't have a 64. I don't have an ability to get, this game. I can't get Revenge, right? But there's a game that comes out for the PlayStation after this that I'm like, oh, they're going to kill it. They're on the PlayStation now. And it was disappointing. But this game isn't. Even going back to play it, everything still feels, smooth. One of the best things about this game is it used the D-pad as the primary motion And I always appreciated that because I wasn't the biggest fan of the 64 controller because the analog was in the center. I always thought that was crazy. So I was just like, yeah, you know, this game is winning me over for a bunch of different reasons. I know a lot of y'all like that analog, but that just wasn't for me based on the placement of it. But I would love to hear who your favorite wrestlers were. You know, I was a big Psychosis guy. You know, I loved the mid card and luchadors. You know, we wanted to be, you know, wrestling heads, so we couldn't pick the top guys. You got to find somebody that's a mid carder or a luchador like Booker T or, you know, Conan or somebody. I don't know, Conan might have been too over. But anyway, I'd love to hear who your favorite, you know, characters were. Did you create a character? What, you know, some of the things you did with this game, because I know y'all did some crazy stuff with this. So I look forward to, you know, hearing that from you. And as always, I appreciate you checking out this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Y'all have fun. Y'all be safe. Peace.